Welcome to our show, More Out of Life and Business with Kristen Herzog. If you're a busy professional and you're looking for a quick clip, some interesting fun facts that you can apply to your own life or business, you've come to the right place. Think about it. Since the time of the cavemen, people have been trying to tell their story. And as humans, we're always reinventing ourselves in new and different ways to tell a specific story and deliver a message. Today, we're going to be talking with a professional stylographer, Toussant, about what he's doing in order to bring about a professional story to life for his business. So Toussant, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I mean, you are truly an accomplished man. You've worked with Louis Vuitton and Glamour magazine, GQ magazine. Can you share with us what a fashion consultant and a stylographer do and how they utilize what they do in telling a good story?
Well, thank you so much, Louis, for having me to your show. I'm so happy to be here. And the beauty is, as you talk about in your intro, it's how do you tell your story? How do you master your story? How do you take over your story? Because clearly, at the end of the day, we all really love the concept of release. We all have a story to share. We all have a story to tell. So in the fashion, as a fashion consultant, as a photographer, the concept for me, each time I'm really photographing the bride, I always notice the bride always looks very spectacular, very, very, very stylish. And the grooms, for lack of a better word, they look very sloppy. And that irks me a little. Irks me a little. I say, well, as a fashion consultant, what if I could provide a service that could basically most likely cater to the grooms to make sure they look GQ ready in one way? Because the bride to be spend so much money to look so spectacular, and then all the guys working in the same tuxedos and fit, the colors, the one color. So the concept of stylography is how do we create an image when you put that image in your wall and you frame that into your wall, it looks very GQ magazine ready. Colors is everything.
Right. Sure.
So in that concept, I normally say fashion is not what you like, it's not what I like. Fashion in reality, it's basically what looks good on you.
That's true.
It's the color. So I love yellow. But if I really put a yellow on myself, I look like a bumblebee. And I love it, but I hate.
It's not going to work for you.
It's not going to work. I hate peacock blue. When I put on the peacock blue, I stop traffic really down the street. So in that concept, it's what looks good on you. What exactly can your skin tolerate? And in that sense of stylography, we look at those the color scheme, because there are some colors when you put them on, you get compliments on. That's your strong point. You start with that.
For those folks out there who are running other types of businesses, but they still need to tell that story. They still need to have a professional image that describes them or describes their business. What are some other things that the average professional can be looking at when it comes to telling their story?
Because there are a few ways a business can be exist. Some business really exists, create by themselves, they just appear. And then the other way that you could create a business is basically, is there a need for that? And then trying to provide solutions to that to that need. In the sense of photography, I saw a need. And I provide that need, that service. And when I see that need, so that become my story. How does my skills that I have complement those needs and questions? But in order for you to see that need, sometimes you don't have the skills, but sometimes you could do a collaboration with someone else who have the skills that you might be able to bring to the table. And that became a story. So how does it start as a stylographer? But I saw that need to make men look more fresh so they can really complement their body to be walking down the aisle. And that became that story. So when people ask you what's different about you, and that became your story. So in your field, you need to look at what is that spark for you. What is your why? It's always the key, the most important thing, the most relevant for you. What is your why? And frame your story around your why. The how gonna come.
Yeah. I think for some business professionals, we don't always know what the why is. We don't know why we wear what we wear, or we don't know why our website looks that, maybe the web designer said that's the way the company website should look, and that executive says, okay, that looks good to me, but maybe not always being aware of the why. How do you draw the why out of people who aren't used to thinking that way?
In the way you could really draw the why out of them, it could be a simple question as Q&A. Very basically, hey, what really started that business for you? And when do you really start that business? What is the reaction that you basically get around your critics and around your clients? And especially, sometimes we shy away from critics. And in my field, I call the critics free labor. Because if you really smart about it, if you really want to know what's a lot of things to fix about your business, well, your critics are telling you that for free. Your friends and your family, they're a cheerleader.
That's true.
But they might not want to tell you what you need to fix.
Toussant, have you noticed in your work with so many of these big labels, and perhaps even in smaller labels, is there certain pitfalls that as busy professionals we should be looking for when it comes to delivering our own stories?
Yes. Always remember why you started in the first place.
And why? Why is that important?
Let's take a big place like, from Louis Vuitton. We are inside the family of Louis Vuitton over in Hennessy. When Louis Vuitton started, it was always about customer client base. Now, in the past really 5 years, they shift to more pushing the product, sell as much really as possible. And then from that, the people that they have who start the business with them, they start to really evaporate, go into other companies, because they say, hey, it's not really very client driven anymore. So as you're really trying to put the story together, you have to remember what exactly get you started in the business. Because a lot of time what we're trying to do is trying to expand that business, or trying to draw ourselves away from why we start in the first place. It's basically at the moment your audience, your fan, can identify themselves with your why. At the moment you do that, it's no longer about you. It became about them, and if you could do that, it became about them, then your brand is definitely unstoppable. Because the guy who starts Starbucks, basically will tell him, hey, are you crazy? You're gonna ask people to pay $3 for coffee? No, they're not gonna pay $3, $4 for coffee, because they can get it for 50
now it's like $6, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Caramel latte.
99 cents. But guess what? Not only do we pay $4, $5, $6 for it, we're in line for it.
Yeah, and we're happy to get it. Yeah.
We are happy to get it just because he understands what the needs was for him, and then he wanted to create a product that people can feel good about.
Yeah. So, obviously you're telling a story in that more glamorous part of what you do. But I also understand that you have also a very humanitarian story as well, and one that you're utilizing storytelling in a very unique way with your new book, yes?
Well, thank you. The new book, Superheroes of Service, this is when we talked about earlier, some story just happened. The book were produced in the documentary under Governor Edwin Dale's direction after the earthquake in Haiti, and say, hey, go to Haiti, shoot a documentary, and then come back to me, and then we'll really help you raise money for Haiti. But in the midst of really producing that film, Katie, one of the main characters inside the book, started making those jewelry bracelet that she was making, designed beautiful pieces and necklace and earring. And then my concept was, okay, why Katie is doing those things? So what if we could put that in a story in a book? And that's how really the book just really appeared. It was not in the making, we didn't plan about the book. It just really happened to be. And now the reaction we're getting from the book, it's very, very, very inspiring in how the audience really react to it. In our case, the book just happened to be, because I said, Katie doing all these amazing things. What if we could share that story? Is there a superhero inside all of us? And who's that superhero? And for her, it was the essence of service. For the work you did in here, it was the essence of service. How do you really let your heart about your service? How do you use your gift into teaching? How do you use your gift into homemaking, videography, photography,
whatever it is,
speaking engagements? How do you use that? to parlay to a new life, something you want to change around the globe. Katie saw something she wanted to change. She wanted to help me get to Haiti to find my grandmother. So she used what was in her hand. What was in her hand is the beauty of making jewelry. It was as simple as this. What was in my hand? It was my camera. So the ability is I use my camera, which we're going back to how we started before in that storytelling. What are the skills that you have? What are the talents that you have inside your business? And how do you utilize them? You never need to go outside your talent to try to create something. Find a way to create that inside the talents, the gift that you have, because you have them for a reason. And if when you're operating inside your gift, Kristen, the concept of inspirations, you never lack of it because you are inside your gift.
That's right. That's right. So really, it sounds like with your book, you wanted to tell a story about your home country of Haiti, sharing with people the many folks out there who you titled as superheroes of service. Where can people get the book?
The book, and if you go to our website, superheroofservice.com, it's available. And also we are on Amazon as well. So if you type the title, Superhero of Service, it's basically available there.
I think a lot of people look at individuals like us. We're very fashion forward. We're very interested in branding and advertising, but there is another side. There is another layer to the onion, if you will, of really caring about other people and wanting to see those who have less opportunity find success wherever they live in the world. And I was just so honored, Toussant, to be named in your book as a superhero of service. I truly was floored when I saw this. And I thank you so much, because I think that the way that you go about telling stories, whether it's a high fashion shoot for a top magazine or the work that you're doing in your own home country of Haiti, it is inspiring to other people. So we're all telling a story. Sometimes we're very aware of our story, and sometimes we don't even realize what we're sharing with others. So I want to welcome you. If you're looking for a fresh, new, exciting way to share your story, I welcome you to contact me, Kristen Herzog, Performance Coach, to talk about your story and to find new and exciting ways to share it with others. Thanks for joining us today, and we welcome you back again for another episode of More Out of Life and Business with Kristen Herzog.